The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4 Ending Explained. What is Nicholas' secret? The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 reveals a key development in Episode 4 when Hannah and Bailey learn that Nicholas is still alive. Earlier reports suggested that he had died, but Nicholas later explains that he staged his death after surviving a poisoning attempt. His secret plan was to make others believe he was dead while he tried to identify who attempted to kill him. In The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4, the story also follows Owen as he searches for evidence connected to the Campano organization. By the end of the episode, Owen arrives at Charlie's bar, where Nicholas has been hiding. The moment leads to a confrontation that places Owen directly in front of people connected to the Campanos. In The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4, Hannah and Bailey arrive at Charlie's bar after escaping an attempted abduction. They expect to regroup. Instead, they find Nicholas alive. Earlier reports suggested that he had died. Nicholas describes how he survived an attempt to poison him. A toxicology screen confirms that poison was introduced into his system shortly after he met Frank Campano. Since the timing is suspicious, Nicholas first suspects Frank, but he has no evidence. To protect himself, Nicholas chooses to fake his own death. He lets others think he is dead while he searches for his attacker. His ruse also allows him to see how others react to the news. In The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2, Nicholas says that Owen did reach out to him months before. Owen warned him that Hannah and Bailey might be in danger. Nicholas chose to ignore the warning at first. Owen reached out to him again a week before the poisoning. Nicholas thinks that perhaps the Campanos intercepted their communications. If so, perhaps someone in the organization had reason to suspect that Nicholas was working with Owen. This could be the reason for the poisoning attempt. Nicholas takes himself out of harm's way by faking his death while attempting to track down his attacker. This becomes the key secret revealed in The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4. In The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4, Hannah organizes a wake for Nicholas at Charlie's bar. She convinces Charlie to host the gathering and invite people from Nicholas' inner circle, including Frank Campano. Hannah hopes that Frank's response will help her determine if he was the one who poisoned Nicholas. Frank arrives and seems surprised by the news of Nicholas' death. Hannah then tells him that Nicholas was poisoned. Frank denies any involvement. He asks to see the toxicology report and says he did not know about the poisoning. Later, Nicholas shows up and reveals that he is alive. Frank responds with relief, but also asks why Nicholas thought he was involved. Frank explains that his organization thought Nicholas was dead. Because of this, the agreement between Nicholas and the Campanos was no longer in effect. The group members then began searching for Hannah and Bailey once again. Frank also disputes the notion that he would poison Nicholas secretly. He says that he would have confronted Nicholas directly if he thought Nicholas was working with Owen. However, another explanation emerges. Nicholas proposes that Frank's son Teddy may have done it on his own. Teddy has a tendency to go his own way. Frank dismisses the idea, but it is not revealed in the episode who was responsible for the poisoning. In The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4, the final moments focus on Owen. While Hannah and the others gather inside Charlie's bar, Owen tries to track their location. Earlier, Hannah hit a locket with a tracking device. Owen follows the signal and arrives at the bar. Outside, he notices Teddy and several men waiting nearby. Owen is worried that Hannah and Bailey might be in danger. He calls the bar and asks Charlie what is going on. Charlie does not want to tell him anything since Frank Campano is already in the bar. Owen goes to the bar to check on them. As soon as Nicholas sees him, security holds Owen back and pushes him against a wall. Nicholas is surprised by this. Earlier, he had promised Frank that he would deliver Owen to him if he ever showed up. This is the final scene of The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 Episode 4. Owen is now inside an area where he is controlled by people associated with the Campano organization. On the other hand, Hannah understands that Nicholas' earlier promise might put Owen in danger. There are still some unanswered questions in this episode. Nicholas' secret is revealed as to how he survived the poisoning attempt. Nevertheless, the identity of the person who did the poisoning is still not clear. Owen's presence also puts him in danger as he is being watched by several groups. New episodes of The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2 stream on Apple TV+.